Thanks for being here today, guys. We're excited about this week. We were off yesterday, so today is our first practice for Super Regional Prep. We know that we have a really good team ahead of us in Wake Forest. They've had a really good season. They have a really well-rounded ball club. Some numbers that really jump off the page at you on the mound and offensively. But we're excited about this week. We're excited to get going with regional prep. We got a great ball club too. It's going to be a really fun Super Regional, and our guys are excited to get after it. So.
Okay, Aaron.
Coach, over these last few weeks, what has it meant for you, and you've seen the guys interact with them, what has it meant to them, the community, to kind of wrap their arms around them the way they have?
Man, and I don't want to speak for them, but I know for all of us, it's been awesome to see the way our university, our fan base, the community has rallied around these guys. And I think I said this before in here is, I've always felt like this place was special, and we have such a great culture here. And I've always felt like that. And then the past month or so, I think you've seen it even more so than what I even thought. So, yeah, it means a ton. And I know these guys feel the same way, I think. So.
Left side, Mike.
For all three of you, just how nice is it to play a game during the day compared to playing in the middle of the night?
Golly, man, yeah, it'll be different, right? Like I don't think I went to bed before 3 a.m. the past, 3 or 4 nights. So nice to sort of recover a little bit yesterday and try to get back on some sort of a normal sleep schedule. But, we go from playing midnight baseball to breakfast baseball. But, yeah, that's part of it, That's kind of like how it is in Hoover. Sometimes you play late at night, sometimes you play in the morning. And I think we've kind of gone through enough that we'll be prepared for whatever is thrown at us. So
just for players, what was it like playing in the middle of the night?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely later than I would have liked to, but I don't know. It's the same game. The pitcher's still 60 feet 6 inches away, so just taking it like that and just taking it a pitch at a time is how I dealt with it.
Yeah, I think we were ready to play regardless. We didn't really care what time it was. We were just ready to go, and once our name was called, we were just ready to get after it. So I think it'll be the same way this weekend. If we're playing at 12 o'clock, we're playing at 6 o'clock. No matter what time we play, I think we'll be ready to go.
Up front here, Max.
Yeah, can you guys just break down? I'm sure you guys looked at Northwestern yesterday. I know, of course, you did, but can you just break down when you said, not Northwestern, sorry, Wake Forest. Sorry about that. But can you guys break down Wake Forest?
Yeah, we're not just it jumps off the page at their pitching numbers, right? They play in a ballpark that really, is known as one of the more offensive ballparks, in the country, and for them to put up those kind of pitching numbers speaks volumes of what they've done on the mound. So I think their starting rotation really jumps out at you. They got a couple guys that have a lot of home runs, and I think that they've been a really consistent team, and they've been a really dominant team all year. So they're a very good team, and I think we have a very good team. I think it'll be a really good Super Regional.
Front on the left with Tony.
Yeah, forgive me if you guys have already addressed this earlier in the season, but you guys have rolled with the camo hats. Is there a story behind that? Is it a good luck thing? And if so, just kind of what
I'll let these guys answer that.
I think we're just going with the look at this point. We just like the way they look a little bit better. Yeah, we play good in them, so that helps as well.
Yeah, I think it's just, I don't know. We just started wearing them one day, and everybody seemed to like them. We just won the game when we wore them, and I think they're just keeping it rolling. So,
is there a little bit of a superstition involved, or do you feel luckier or better at all?
I think the guys kind of started out like that, and I think now it's just we like the camo hats more than the red hats, and I don't know. I let everybody else make that decision for me. So,
In the back here in the blue.
Hey, Coach,
Yes.
Obviously this is an unbelievable team you're going up against, the #1 team in the country. Are you guys treating it as in you're 2 wins away from the College World Series, or are you just addressing this like it's any other series, like an SEC season or series earlier in the year?
Yeah, we're going to try. I don't think you have to. The guys are going to be fired up. They know we're playing in a Super Regional. We're not going to try to downplay that, right? But I think that the beauty of this team, or one of the things that's made this team so special, is they are an older team with a lot of experience, and even though they haven't been in a Super Regional, they carry themselves like they've been there. And I think we'll do a good job this week of keeping everything as much as we can business as usual, But I know there's going to be some extra excitement. We're not going to, pretend that there's not, right? But I think our focus and what these guys have been able to do is continue to keep the main thing, focus on going 1-0 in Game 1, and go from there.
Right side in the yellow.
Yeah, for Garrett, I think I'm going to go over is about being part of this competitive pitching staff and how you guys kind of push each other. When you came in here, when did you first see that? Like, kind of, what were, like, was this something that's like passed down? Anything from staff to staff? Like, how do you think you guys build that kind of culture of being competitive?
I definitely think coming in, it was competitive coming in. I mean, you're always working for a spot to be on the pitching staff. So, I mean, just having that when you came in, just always working or competing against trying to get up into the pitching staff, it built it kind of. And then kind of the same guys are here from last year. So it just kind of carried over this year and got a little bit more intense, I guess you would say.
Yeah, like in terms of like the game stuff.
Yeah.
Like you guys like always kind of keeping busy in the dugout.
Oh, yeah. That's been pretty consistent since we've been here as well.
They compete at everything.
Up front on the left, Austin.
Yeah, JJ, a little bit different question. With this year, a lot of non-regional hosts advancing. There's some weird matchups in the super regionals, and then you've got two hosts with you guys in North Carolina. What would you think about kind of a situation where in the future they may decide to reseed hosts once it gets to the super regionals?
Yeah, somebody else brought that up. I mean, I could see where that would work. That's for people above my pay grade to make those decisions. But it is what it is right now, and we're really excited to go play this weekend. But in the future, I mean, you could see where that would work. I'm sure there's a lot of factors that go into that we don't even think about. But I have heard people say that kind of stuff. So
Up front here, Tony.
Excluding the last game, you guys have been involved in a lot of close games since postseason play has rolled around. How do you think that will help you against a team like Wake Forest, where every game's going to be such a battle?
Well, I think just in our league, you get used to playing in close games, right? And then, I heard the old Texas A&M coach Rob Childress said this one time, and I was watching a game, and he said this, and it always stuck with me. They did one of those in-game interviews that we all love so much, and they asked him during the interview about I think they had just come to the league. They had just come into the SEC, and they asked him about playing in the league, and he said, in this league, you have to play really well every single night, and if you play really well, you'll have a chance to win a close game late. And that just kind of always stuck with me because that really sums up our league, I think, right? Like, you're going to be in close games week in, week out, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every week you play. You feel like you're playing a super regional every single weekend. And so you get comfortable playing in those games. You get kind of used to playing in those games, and you're not tight or you're not pressing. You're like, yeah, of course it's 3-3 in the 6. This is what it always is, and you wait for somebody to get that big hit or make that big pitch, and so that kind of can push you on top. But I think just going through the league, helps with that stuff.
Right here, Max again.
Yeah, I was wondering if you want to talk about your pitching plan for this weekend. Is it kind of just going to mirror the regular season?
Yeah, we're not going to announce anything yet, but probably keep everything pretty close to normal.
Up front here, Kennington.
So Andrew, all regional team selection, how would you just kind of characterize your development from McIntosh to here, where it's kind of culminating in strong postseason play?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of had to grow a lot as a player since I've been here, and work really hard with Coach Price and getting stronger, and work hard at the plate and making better decisions on the pitches I'm swinging at. And I think that's all kind of come together, and had a good little stretch here where it's kind of shown itself, and I've gotten some recognition. So.
Back here, Carrie.
Hey Jason, I wanted to ask you, you touched on the experience level of your players and the maturity. How much has that impressed you, just seeing what this team has had to deal with and overcome, just with all these changes, especially right before postseason? And what have you possibly learned as their coach going through something like this? Yeah,
I mean, you learn, first of all, to answer the second question, you learn the value of experience, right? And not that I think we've known that, but you're good when you're old, right? The best teams are usually the older teams, and especially in our league. But these guys impress me more and more every single day. Every day we come to the ballpark, and there's something new that these guys do that I'm like, man, just the way that they've handled everything, and just the fight and the resilience and the way they can focus and block things out and the way they play together, and just the way they handled each day has been, each day I come to the ballpark and I'm more impressed than I was the day before with this group. So.
Right on the left, Austin.
Yeah, you mentioned a little bit Wake Forest starting rotation, if not the best, one of the best in the country. How do you feel like your guys like Luke and Garrett and Jacob step up to them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's going to be a really, good weekend of baseball, right? I think you got two really good teams. You got two really deep pitching staffs going at it. You've got two really good offenses, and like I said, you look at their numbers and they all jump off the page at you, and you look at our numbers and you're like, our numbers are pretty dang good too, So, I love my guys. I ain't trading them for anybody. I can tell you that.
Over here with Aaron.
Andrew, the scoreboard shot that you hit against Troy, where would that rank in the ones that you've hit in your career?
Yeah, it was definitely one of the best swings of my life, and I'm glad I got to kind of watch that one go out. My dad's not very happy about the old watch it go over the fence or whatever, but I'll just let him deal with that, I guess.
You guys got anything else? All right, Will?
For both players, obviously a lot's been talked about the type of challenge it is to go into number one's place in a setting like this. But on the flip side, talk about the opportunity it is to go and play them in this situation, being as good as both teams are and having the opportunity to obviously to go to the promised land.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a big opportunity to go to the College World Series at any point, but to be playing the number one team, it's kind of sets you up when you get there to make a good run at it as well. I mean, once you're there, I mean, it's just playing a game like he said and just competing every pitch and just battling with them until the end. So we'll just play our best game and see who comes out on top.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just, the game's still 27 outs, and they still have to get us out 27 times, and the team that plays the best is going to make it to Omaha. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Right again, Nathan?
For the players, the other night your coach said something to the effect of one reason why the team is so successful is because the love for the program outweighs the love maybe that your opponent has for their program. What does it mean for the both of you to help lead your team to this point where in the Super Regionals for the first time in over a decade?
I mean, I wouldn't say that specifically, but I mean, the love that we have for each other just because of all we've been through and just everything we've been through this season, I mean, we definitely care for each other a lot. So, I mean, we believe in each other. I mean, every time somebody goes up to the box, even when we were down the other day, like in the last inning, we fully believed that we were going to come back and win that whole time. I mean, even when he hit the ground ball, it's like we were saying after the game, like even when he hit the ground ball, you still felt like, oh, man, something's about to happen right here, and ended up, like, threw it away and then ended up winning the game. So we just have a lot of belief in everybody, and I think it helps us in the long run.
Yeah, I think it's just a really battle-tested group. I mean, last year we lost so many one-run games, so I think that experience has just helped us kind of roll with the punches and, not lose hope when, things don't necessarily go our way all the time. So.
Front back?
Yeah, obviously, you still have some games left, but no matter how the season ends, how are you guys going to remember, what happened here this year?
I mean, I thought it was a really fun season. I just, I like playing baseball, and playing in the SEC is really fun. So, obviously, I want to go to Omaha. I want to win the national championship. So, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, right now, you're so busy and you're so focused on each day and trying to take care of the things you need to do that day to get better that day that you try to take a step back sometimes and reflect on what these guys have been able to accomplish. And I know that probably once it's all over, it'll take some time to sink in, but I think we'll all reflect back and have a lot of good stories and a lot of good memories of what this team's been able to do. And just like GMAC was saying, just the bond that they have, that stuff's never going to go away. And it's such a special team. So I think it'll take some time once the season's over probably to sit back and reflect and let it all sink in. But right now I think everybody's just focused on what we got to do each day.
Aaron?
For any of you guys, there's been a lot of talk about playing number one, but you guys also play in the SEC. You go on the road in the SEC. You know how difficult that is. How does that, you think, prepares you for this challenge?
Yeah, I mean, we've had to go on the road and play in the number one team probably 2 or 3 times this year, honestly, if you think about it, going to the SEC. So, I mean, it's not going to be anything we haven't done before. It's going to be something we're ready for and something that we're excited for. I mean, I think we'll go out there and play our best game, and I think we'll be happy with the results at the end of it.